Welcome back. Well, it's time to talk a little more football, and we had a game going on here today as Bennett, well, they looked to rebound in a non-conference showdown as they squared off against Nandua, and the Clippers came out ready to go. First play of their second drive, Dante Cornish, well, he's going to take off right here, and Dante goes 51 yards to the house for the score. Second half, 46 yards out. More than enough room right here for Oscar as he bangs that one in. Steve has a boot. My man puts it in from about 46 yards out, and they weren't done just yet. Joey Blake on the rollout finds Matt Chrysostom, and look at what he does to those three DBs. Lord have mercy on their ankles. Goes in for the touchdown, and the Warriors would go on a big run late in this thing. Give them some credit. They never gave up. Kelly Reagan finds Daquan Bailey for the score. They climbed within 14, but then they just ran out of time as Bennett gets the win, 43-29 the final.
And Smyrna was facing Apo last night. Nolan Henderson gets it started here. He finds Marcus Boss for the 15-yard touchdown pass. And then Kenyon Yelodi, he finds Jason Jeffers for a TD. There's a score for Apo. And again for Smyrna, Letty Brown, he broke through with the 41-yard touchdown run. Check this out. Smyrna takes this thing 64-16. I know you're shocked, Spencer.
No, not really at all. But we'll go ahead and go over to Seaford. Well, we had a huge shocker, an upset in the making, and then the game started as they took on Cambridge. Vikings would take the early lead after Trey Lake bounces this one to the outside. One of his 3 scores on the afternoon as the road team out in front here. A few possessions after that, it's going to be Tyler Harding. Play action finds Jimmy Solzy right here for a touchdown strike. Second quarter, Cambridge up 40-0. 40-0 as Taj Mullick, he's a junior, and he had 4 touchdowns in that game as they go way out in front. Now the Blue Jays never gave up. Stephen Short right here, well, he's going to find the end zone for their only score of the game, but the Vikings are going to get the win, 54-6 the final.
And Lake Forest was on the road facing St. Mark's. Here's Dom Catalano, who breaks through with the 31-yard touchdown run for St. Mark's to get on the board early. Then L. Harden with the short TD run for Lake Forest for the score. But hey, St. Mark's, they were still fighting. Catalano for one more of his 5 touchdowns of the evening. That is 5, Spencer.
That's pretty good.
St. Mark's takes that one 37-7.
Yeah, well, it's not bad. But how about for the other games we had going on? Kent County, they're going to get a win at home over Colonel Richardson, 22-6. Easton puts up 40 on Stephen Decatur in their win. And over in the First State, Cesar Rodney continues to play really good teams and continues to get shut out, 24-0 over there. Cape gets thumped by Oakdale, 41-0. And Dover had a chance in this thing. They actually had the lead over Baltimore Poly in the 4th. And then the Engineers made a little bit of a run late. They actually got the win 28-21. All right, some seriously unexpected finishes, some wild games over there, and some of my predictions not so good this week, I'll be honest with you, so that means my power polls are all over the place.
All right, that's all right. Tends to happen. It's still early on in the season, and regardless, I know you're still going to rag on Trey, so that's all I care about.
Appreciate all the love, guys. As always, another interesting week on the gridiron, and boy, does it reflect in these rankings. With no further ado, let's get right to it. Not much changing in the First State of Delaware, especially at the top. Smyrna with another huge win this week. Although they only won by 40, hopefully they can get on track next week. We can't wait for that big matchup with Salesianum next Friday. Woodbridge staying put at 2. Sussex Tech rising a spot to number 3. Cape falling a spot after falling to a pretty good Oakdale team. And Central stays put after losing to Interboro, who, might I add, is undefeated up there in Pennsylvania, so not a terrible loss for the Golden Knights. And in Maryland is where we have a lot of movement. North Carolina falls from that number 1 ranking after a heartbreaking loss. Queen Anne's is your new number 1 in the Bayside, and they are very worthy to be there. Kent Island moves from 4 to the 2nd spot. North Carolina lands at 3, prompting Cambridge, who they beat a week ago, to slide to number 4. So get this right. Cambridge wins by 48 yesterday, and they still end up sliding down the rankings. I don't know how to explain it. Easton rounds out number 5, second week in a row with no South teams in my rankings. Guys?
Pretty simple to explain, really. I mean, they had a bye this week. If you want to go up in the rankings, schedule somebody worth, and then, we'll go ahead and go from there. But let's get into the rankings right now. Coming in my Maryland squad, we got some movement at the top right off the back as well. We have a new number 1 sitting over there. We're going to have Queen Anne's. And number 2, Kent Island moving up the board as well. North Carolina dropping down to that number 3 spot. And Easton continues to impress. They're at 4. Cambridge in at number 5.
You know, Spencer, I've had a lot of faith in Easton since I saw them in week 1, but our list looking eerily similar here. I have Queen Anne's in the 1 spot, then North Caroline in the 2 spot, then Easton in the 4 spot is Kent Island, and then, hey, throw Parkside a bone.
Give somebody in the South a little love. All right, well, let's go ahead to the first stage. Smyrna at number 1 and probably there for the rest of the year. Woodbridge at number 2. Sussex Tech sticking at number 3. Central moves up my board with their loss. Pretty respectable loss. And the fact, welcome to the party right now, we have Milford on the list for the first time this year. Hey, congrats, Bucks.
Yeah, people at home are going to be shocked. I got Smyrna in the 1 spot. What do you know? And then number 2, Woodbridge. Number 3, Sussex Tech. Number 4, Milford getting some more love. And number 5, Cape Henlopen. Why not?
And we'll get a better idea of these teams once they start playing each other a little bit more. But it's time for another quick commercial break. Coming up next, well, we got field hockey season heating up. Dover taking on Sussex Central. We'll have those highlights next.
Jimmy Atkins from Delmar. I'm a senior quarterback, MPO only. You're watching Delmarva Sports Insiders.